mind of mine, is that I actually hear voices in my head. Nobody should move away from me, I'm okay. But I hear voices in my head. There are at least 2 women that live inside of me, at least 2. And I've named them. I know there's probably other ones in there, but these are the 2 that I hear all the time, and therefore they have an identity. Mrs. Triumph and Mrs. Defeat. Mrs. Defeat fills me with fear, doubt, and disbelief. She is always telling me about the things that I can't do. When I listen to her, and I often do, I'm negative about myself. I'm just being honest, that's how I feel. We obsess on all the things that I do wrong, all the mistakes I make. We just keep going over them in my head. That's her, Mrs. Defeat. And then there's the other voice inside of my head, and I call her Mrs. Triumph. Oh, she's bad, y'all. Mrs. Triumph is bold, brilliant, destined for success. She is all that I aspire to be. You see, Mrs. Triumph understands that everything will be all right in the end. And that if it's not all right, then it's not the end. But I tell you what, any given day, these women are in my head fighting, filling me with senseless mind chatter. I'm not sure if I'm going to wake up and say, "Good morning, God," or if I'm going to wake up and say, "Oh, good God, it's morning." I can't tell you. Sometimes it's like, who am I going to show up and be? So I must tell you what I know to be true in terms of strengthening your mental fitness. Before we even get into all this wellness, weight loss, all that other stuff. Because again, if your mind is not right, then this is going to matter. So here are the steps to mental fitness. The first one is about positive self-talk. Because if you were like me, and some of you may be, that there are voices in your head too. I found out that I was not the only one. Which is good, because misery loves company, you know. So I'm not the only one. But here's what I know works. What I do every single day. I wake up and I look myself in the mirror, and I actually have this little phrase on my mirror that I read to myself. Because I have to get into that mode and feel that. So that is what I say. Positive self-talk. What are